Hey everyone, so I'm an ADI, an approved driving instructor. And here's the thing, a huge amount of the people I teach are anxious. Some are also neurodivergent. I would say 95% of what I do, all right? Some have had massive panic attacks on roundabouts. Some lose focus or have, say, neurodivergent meltdowns at junctions, that kind of thing. And some of them have failed their test 2 to 3 times because they've let the nerves get to them. And honestly, that's who I pretty much work with all of the time. Now, I've been teaching long enough to know when somebody says to you, and I've lived a while too, when somebody says to you, just breathe, think positive, you'll be okay. Thanks for that. That's all well and good if you've been taught some breathing techniques to help you through things, or you know the power of positive thinking and you've looked into that a little bit more. But if you don't know any of that stuff, not so good really, is it? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you exactly what I do on the run up to a driving test with my pupils. It might be a couple of weeks before, it may be 3, even 4 months before, where we start practicing these things. And I'm going to show you what I do. No fluff, no gimmicks, no gadgets, real world stuff. Stay tuned. Right then, let's get straight to the point, shall we? Being nervous and a little bit scared of your driving test is completely normal. The examiner is not going to think, oh, look at their trembling hands, this one's a fail for sure. They're not thinking that at all. They probably see this every single test. They know that you're nervous. It's a normal part of the driving test. It's a normal part of anything that we fear or is new. So, I had one learner, I don't know, shall we call him Barry or George or something, yeah? I was thinking, wow, this guy's absolutely terrified. And he was shaking for his driving test and everything, and he felt quite sick too. And he made a few mistakes, but his driving up until that point was absolutely fantastic. Well worthy of going for his driving test. He channeled his nerves and he went and passed his test, and he only got 2 minors, right? It's not the nerves that make you fail the driving test. Here's the thing, it's not that, it's what those thoughts make you do or make you miss, yeah? So think of it this way. When you're nervous, your brain kind of goes into a kind of a tunnel vision. You want to escape, you want to run, fight, flight, freeze, yeah? Tunnel vision. Yes, I know I took my hands from the wheel. No comments on that, please. So this may, as I said, make you miss things. A cyclist that was there, quite obvious when you're feeling calm, is no longer there. The people crossing the road are no longer there because you just want to get out of here. That has a massive hesitation at a roundabout just because you don't want to be there. So what's the goal then? What is the ultimate goal with that? The trick is not to stop being nervous. The trick is to learn how to drive safely whilst being nervous. That's the trick. And they are two very different things. I'm just going to tell you a quick story, right? I don't know, I had this pupil once, right? And we all know bananas are good for you, you know, the potassium and all that, especially when you're playing sport and what have you, get energy boosts and all that kind of thing. But this kid thought eating bananas was going to help him pass his driving test. And he had 3 of them, maybe 4, I don't know, for his driving test. And Made sure I knew about it. And it didn't work. He just felt even more, because he felt extra nervous, it just made him feel a little bit sick, yeah? So it doesn't really work like that. Let me tell you what actually works. Okay, so when I take on a new pupil, all right, who's got a driving test and they're anxious, suffer from driving anxiety, there are a few things that we do, but 3 of the things that we definitely do are not complicated. They're just, well, different from what you may have been told. Number 1, it might sound a bit odd this, but practice being watched, okay? At the end of the day, when you're learning to drive, you've got somebody sat next to you, watching you. On your driving test, you've got somebody next to you, assessing you. Practice that. Practice being watched. Maybe get your instructor to maybe look at you a little bit more directly. Some have eye mirrors because of the person is nervous, and that's great. But what if the examiner is actually going to turn their head a little bit and make a little bit more contact whilst watching the road in front, and the pupil notice that? So practice being watched. What you could do, sit with a clipboard on your lap, sit with a notebook, make notes, that kind of thing. Whoever sat there is with you, supervising driver, instructor, whatever. Or even do mock test, go the whole hog, full fluorescent jacket, marking sheet, the whole hog, okay? When you start getting round to it, it's just another Wednesday afternoon, right? That's all it is, just another Wednesday afternoon. Someone sat there with bright clothing on. It's just another drive. Practice being watched. Number 2, we build a pre-test routine, and sometimes we do this with the mock test. Okay, so we plan a mock test, we have a warm-up drive, then we do the actual mock test itself, okay? But what you can do in the real thing is start it the night before, try your best to distract yourself from what's coming the next day, get a good night's sleep, and then in the morning, try your very best to have a good breakfast. Nothing too filling, but something that's going to be adequate. Not 3 bananas. We all know what that's going to do, all right? Try to get yourself to the test centre after the pre-drive, the warm-up drive before, within good time. Most test centres now sort of say, my local ones, they say not 5 minutes before. It's just so you don't get in the way of the previous test. Some may have 10. But you don't want to be sat at the side of the road with your brain ticking over, thinking about what's coming, because you got there over early. Most of all, your brain likes patterns, so if you start formulating those patterns, you will start to think that it's normal, you've done this before. Make sense? Number 3, we talk about the worst case scenario. Do you know? Let's just let that sit there for a minute, shall we? Okay, so I'll ask them directly. What would happen if you failed? And they'd say, well, I'd spend all that money and people would know that I'd failed and be quite embarrassed. I go, all right, but you just book it again and you go again, right? That's what you do. Now, the DVSA are not going to put a wanted poster up in the test centre and say, wanted, this man failed their test. Okay, just book it and go again. Now, I'm not saying that the failing bit doesn't sting, because it does, yeah? We've all failed stuff and it stings. We don't like it. But think on this. What if we was to take all of that pressure off of ourselves about passing first time and what would happen this and what would happen that? What would happen then? And I've seen this for real, and it has been proven. Those pupils who kind of really I wouldn't say care less about the result, because everybody cares about the result, but, you know, go in with the attitude of, well, if I fail it, I'll just book it again attitude. Go in less anxious, and they drive more safely and make less mistakes. Fact. So, in a nutshell, guys, what if we can change that mindset of all that pressure and then get you past? Wouldn't that be nice? So what's going to actually help on test day then? Well, first of all, whoever's taking you there, if it's a parent or somebody like mum, dad, partner, that kind of thing, don't let them give you the 3rd degree and interrogate you and pepper you with questions or advice on the way there, yeah? I'm not saying sit in silence. You can have the radio on. Did you know that on the driving test? You can have the radio on. As long as it's on low and it's not going to impact the lesson, you can do that. The test, it's not going to do that, okay? Treat the first 5 minutes of the test like a driving lesson, yeah? So when the examiner comes out and they walk you to the car and you read the number plate, you get in the car while they do all their details. Make sure the seat is okay. Make sure you're happy with your mirrors. I know you would have done this already, but just go through that pre-drive routine. Am I happy with my seat? Am I happy with my mirrors? Make sure all the controls are in the right place for you. Air conditioning is going to be set correctly. You already know this stuff. Run that all through your head. There's no rush to this, all right? So even when you're out on the drive, you can narrate your way through the driving test. Now, there is a video, and I'll put a link to it, where I can say commentary driving helps keep you focused and can drop those nerves as well. Because you're actually talking yourself through what you're actually doing. You're confirming what's going on up here, yeah? And that's okay. Now, there's 2 camps here. Some people say stay quiet and narrate it loudly in your head. Some people say you can commentate whilst you're going around. I've had people do both, and I've never had an examiner complain about it. All right? Now, if you make a mistake, let it go, okay? It might not be anything at all. You know, even, a light brush of the curb, or you think you've missed a signal. Carry on, move on. Remember, one mistake is only one minor fault. Yeah? Carry on. You don't know what's happened. You're just trying. It might be nothing. And I've had this so many times, and I could tell you so many stories of where people have failed their driving test and then kind of given up on it, and actually then failed their driving test, but failed it on something completely different to what they thought they had. Anyway, not go there. One mistake is a minor. Giving up is a fail. That's what I'm trying to say there. Okay, my big no-no, all right? And I know it feels natural for you to go and put on social media, I got my driving test, and tell everybody because you're excited. But don't tell anybody, yeah? Maybe tell a couple of people, or 3, mum, dad, and obviously me, the instructor, right? We got to know, all right? Because you're only setting yourself up for all of that extra pressure, like I said before, and you don't need it, all right? So that's one big no-no. Keep it quiet, take the pressure off. Remember, less pressure, less panic, the better it will be. To sum up, nerves are normal, yeah? The examiner's going to expect them. I'm going to expect them. You're going to expect them. If you practice what was in this video, you can help manage those nerves and then get the result that you've been dreaming of for so long. Stop telling everybody, oh, and don't eat those bananas. You know what goes on there. Guys, if you like what you see, just hit a like, yeah? Maybe subscribe. It does help other anxious learners, anxious other learner drivers. Again, got to invest in those teeth, right? To find me and to find the other video, and it could help others out, all right? Stay safe, everybody. Drive safe, and I'll see you all very soon.